What is up, my friends? I hope you're having a good day. If not, I'm hoping that I can help with that. And today, I'm going to be telling you my story. If you don't know, I am gay and trans. I'm a gay trans man. Yes, I am. In honor of Pride Month, I'm just gonna be sharing my story, I guess. I don't really know where to start. And this is more personal, but I still want to share it to show other, specifically trans kids, that, hey, I exist, I'm alive, I got through middle school, I didn't die from myself. It all started in middle school. No, obviously there were signs when I was younger. I never really wanted to be feminine. I was conditioned into liking femininity, if that makes sense. I didn't necessarily, because I believe I was never really sentient until I was around, 11 years old. I didn't know what I was. Also, that's because I'm autistic. That's another thing. There was obvious signs when I was younger. I always had, strong female characters that I admired, like Merida from Brave and Mulan. That's the kicker. Mulan was, bro, that's every trans man's starting story now. So, yeah, super, strong, still feminine, but more, strongly feminine, not dainty feminine. I don't know. I don't even know what I'm saying, bro. The thing that started the cracking of the shell was middle school, as you can predict. I feel like that's everybody's. Not everybody's. There's obviously outliers, but most people's, starting to realize. I think it was either 6th or 7th grade. Legit, not joking. That one of my friends came out as bi. And I was like, what the frick does that mean? Because my family Christian, okay? My family don't like gay people. And there's not a lot of representation. There's not a lot of, even if there is representation, there's not a lot of explanation for younger kids. So I didn't know that existed before my friend came out as bi, and she explained it to me, and I was like, huh. I thought that was normal. I'd never really thought that people could only be attracted to one gender. Genuinely, it didn't click in my mind. So I guess that is kind of a dead giveaway. Then I started questioning my own sexuality, and so then I started, from questioning my sexuality, I thought I was bi, because, well, here's the thing. I think this happens with a lot of people, specifically people who are born female, because women are just so beautiful. It's hard to see if you're sexually or romantically attracted to them, because women are generally kind and giving, that you feel open to them in a friend way, and it kind of mixes with a romantic way as well a lot of the time. Does that make sense? Because I feel like when I see female friends together, I'm a lot of the time I'm questioning if they're dating. And that doesn't happen a lot with males. I just think it's women's aura that they just seem more inviting and nicer, so you're drawn to them, and you're like, oh, what if I am romantically attracted to them? So it still is quite confusing for me, because I have a lot of girl friends that I sometimes imagine if they were my girlfriend, but then I'm like, nah, I could never kiss them. I would go on dates with them, but I would never kiss them, so that means I would rather go on a friend outing with them. But yeah, it was really confusing, because women are just very beautiful, and I love women, but not in that way. And then, bro, I was so dramatic when I was in middle school. I was crying over finding out if I'm bi or pan. It does not matter. if you're debating whether you're bi or pan, it literally does not matter. Unless you... Okay, it matters in some contexts if you personally want that to be a label that you want to find yourself. If other people don't need to know, they shouldn't care. You don't have to figure out if you're bi or pan, because yes, they are different. That's why there are 2 different names for them. But there's a lot of intersectionality between them. I don't know if I use that word right. So it's very fluid. And I'm not really going to get into the nuances of it because I am not very educated, so I would rather not. I would rather just stay out of it. But when I was younger, I was like having breakdowns about whether I was bi or pan, and I'm like, bro, it does not matter. Literally does not matter. If I'm gonna date someone, I'm gonna date someone. But now I realize I only like men, unfortunately. Ugh, frickin' men. So from the questioning my sexuality, I started questioning my gender. And I think middle school was also the time where I found these main 2 trans creators, No Offense and Jamie Dodger. They are my kings. They're the best ever. I love them so much. And they kind of, like, really... In the beginning, they confused me. I was like, am I this? Am I that? How do I feel? They indoctrinated me. But they started leading me towards understanding myself. And I was like, oh, I am like those guys. I'm a trans guy. And yeah. But before that, I went through the trans pipeline relatively quickly. Because a lot of people, it takes years. But for me, it took probably a few months, maybe a year most. And then I was also dating this guy at the same time, and that was really confusing because he didn't like guys. And then, yeah, I'm not gonna get into that on the internet. Identity is confusing. I'm kind of glad I went through that phase of like trying to figure stuff out because it allowed me to realize what I didn't want, what I didn't need, what I didn't... Yeah, it's like dating a really trashy guy. Or like, okay, if it's like dating a guy and then realizing, hey, I don't like some of those features, so I'm gonna break up with him and find a different guy. Does that make sense? It's kind of like that with my gender. Like, I experimented with my presentation, and then I realized I don't really like wearing like super dangly earrings. I don't really like wearing like super femme stuff, and that is still probably because of dysphoria, because I still definitely present feminine. Well, I don't present feminine, but I look and sound feminine. Well, I don't look feminine. My body is feminine and my voice is feminine. So I came out as bi in middle school to my parents. And it was so long ago I don't really remember what happened. But basically, my dad thought that meant that I was, like, a whore. My dad was just, like, he came up and had a conversation with me later. He was like, yeah, he was basically just talking about how I shouldn't go around and cheat on my partner. That's what he thought being bi meant. And I'm like, son, no. But it really upsetted me because I didn't know how to respond, and I didn't know myself, and I was just young, so I basically just cried and, like, got mad at him, stuff like that. And then, after a long time, it took way more to come out as trans. Last year, 2 years ago, that was also super hard, because I didn't understand where my parents were coming from. My dad later had a conversation with me, and basically the thing that's holding me and my family back, the thing that's holding me and my parents away from each other is that my dad thinks it's a choice to be trans and queer. And if you didn't know, obviously it's not a choice. Why would I choose to be oppressed and a Target and have to use the gender-neutral bathroom and not just be able to go freely into the bathroom that I choose and stuff like that. Like, why would I choose to have a horrible life? Okay, I'm being overdramatic. I'm very privileged. Specifically because of my gender, I don't have a good time. Me and my dad have very differing... Well, the main thing that is holding us back, as I said, is he thinks it's a choice. And my mom is just basically listens to whatever my dad says, which is not healthy. You shouldn't do that. You should form your own opinions apart from your partner's. My mom has actually been seeming a lot more open. I got an award and it has my name on it, Adrian, and she put it on the fridge, which I did not expect that to happen. There's just like these little, like some phrases she says or some things that she suggests. It's like, odd. Another thing that has been weird, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of upsetting but also liberating at the same time, is I'm realizing that I'm trans in my dreams recently, which is kind of weird because I thought it would happen earlier because I've literally been out for 3 years now. So, yeah, but this year I started having like dreams where I've been trans, and it's upsetting to say that all of the dreams I've had where I realize I'm trans is like, they're like upsetting. Like I'll have my friends in my dreams and they'll be saying my dead name and I'm like, guys, what? Like, please stop. And they'll be like misgendering me. And I had this one dream where I was in school and something printed with my dead name and I was emailing a bunch of people and they were like, and I was just crying. Yeah, it's really distressing. I don't know if that's just a me experience, so tell me if that's normal. Especially, like, the dreams, they, like, scare me. They upset me because it's like, why would my friends be calling me something that I don't like? And in my dream, I'm like, wow, they're fake friends. Or, wow, what if they're right? And obviously, I don't think that. Please remember I love you. Please remember I know you would never do that to me. But in my dream, when I'm not conscious, when I'm confused, I feel that way. And then when I wake up, I'm like, whew, that was crazy. So that was my story, or a very general part of my story. But this is my message to younger trans people. I am clearly very young. I do not know a lot. I am not very wise. But what I do know is I lived through middle school. And if you're currently queer and trans and young in middle school, I'm telling you, you're gonna make it out. You're gonna get into high school, and honestly, it might be worse in high school. But, bro, you gotta make it through. Like, you gotta know that I love you. And you might be asking, how the hell do you love me when you don't know me? And I would say, just trust me, bro. Like, I love so many people and I don't even know them. I love the people that are just walking by me at Fred's, that are just passing along on the street, who are driving in their cars. I love everyone. And sometimes it's really hard to love people. And so I just settle for not hate. But I have to remind myself that it is not in my control to judge them. The only person that can judge them is God. That's all I'm saying on that matter. But for you young trans person, who may be the same age as me, who may be even older, I lived through something. I lived through plenty of stuff. My doggy. You want to see my doggy? She's right there. She says trans rights because her name is June, and June is Pride Month. So. Good girl. Good girl. I've lived through some stuff that I probably won't be getting into, at least for a long time. I hope you just understand that even if I don't know you, I love you. Like, for real. You can't understand, bro. I express so much support and love for you, especially if you're young and trans. Like, it might not mean much coming from a random guy on the internet, but I also hope that you understand that somebody out there not necessarily understands your exact struggle, but understands your upset and understands the things going on in the world from your perspective, from a trans perspective, and just know that somebody out there is like you, is young, doesn't really know what's going on, but I still know that I love you, and I know that I support you, and you may be even a detransitioner, you may be confused, you may be trans one day and then not the other day. Like, that doesn't matter to me. All that matters is that you understand, no matter who you are, I love you. You are understood, I don't want to say you're understood because sometimes that can come with a lot of miscommunication, but I strive to see your perspective, and I can see your hurt. I've been yapping for so long, but what I'm just trying to say is I love you. I hope that you find yourself. I hope that you find love for yourself. But if you currently don't, then know that somebody out there loves you. Just a guy sitting in his room yapping away loves you. And I don't have much authority to love you, but you know who does? Jesus Christ. I'm not going to speak a lot on that because it's very heated between Christians and queer people, but just know that somebody loves you. I've said that 15 million times. I'm sorry, I'm going to shut up. But yeah, that's my story. That's my message. I hope I improved your day just a little. Hope you have a good Pride Month. Shout out to the gays. Bye, love you.